Hi guys, welcome back to HAG Studios. Today I have something really special for you. We're at St. Michael's Gardens set in the hills of St. Andrew. This is a small housing development, and by small I mean there are just a few houses. But these houses are surrounded by the most beautiful lush garden and grounded by old stone walls and ruins. So stay with us as we tour these glorious grounds. With us to show us around is Elizabeth Newman, architect, interior designer, landscaper, and development. Part of Portico, the developers of this property.
Yes, yes.
Tell us a little bit more, Elizabeth, about what's going on here. I know we're going to go into the history because this is a very historical place, but tell us a little bit about what's going on here now.
Yes, yes. So about 15 years ago, a couple friends and I got together, Portico and some people, found this beautiful property, purchased it, and then gathered in more friends to do a subdivision. And there are 11 of us on site. Not all the homes are built. So Portico did the subdivision, and we are also the architects for all the homes on site. And I'm the gardening committee, so I do all the landscaping.
You do all the landscaping.
Yes. But Portico does, I get highly involved in landscaping for as many projects as I can.
Yes.
Because even this garden, I outgrow it and I want to do more. So we do it for our architecture as well.
Okay. You said, how many houses are here now?
So there are 11 lots there. I think we've built 7 out of the 11. And the feature up here is the ruin. It used to be called Bellevue Great House, and it was created back in the mid-1700s.
So there was a great house here.
And the ruin remains, and we'll see that in a little while.
Yes, and you have incorporated the ruins. You haven't got rid of it, which is just wonderful.
Right.
You have incorporated the ruins into the whole landscape.
It's actually the centerpiece.
It's the centerpiece
of all the neighbors, right? And we've preserved as much stonework, trees, landscaping, and features that were always here.
Okay. Elizabeth, I'm fascinated with this home. I know we're just going to be doing the gardens, but tell us a little bit about what went into this.
So this home's name is Dragonfly, and it is my home. And it is also Portico's home office as well. And it's an example, perfect example, as how we worked with the property. The home has its site, but we were very specific in keeping all the original stonework, these low walls that come around, including the one in the back that creates this courtyard. Additionally, I salvaged some old components from the old great house, such as these big turned columns, and repurposed them.
Are they wooden?
They are wood.
Wooden.
Very solid wood. And repurposed them into a very open style home. You'll notice that the walls don't even go up to the roof. So the breeze blows through, the birds fly through, but it keeps us very cool and connected to nature.
Yes. I love what you have done in terms of colors and how the colors are grounded and just fit into the whole natural scene. So I know that was deliberate, right?
Yes, it was. And actually, if you look at some of our stonework, the purple hues are in the stonework. The earthy, natural colors are in the stonework. So we took those two base colors and, went up and down the color palette and it holds together very well. Even the stain on the doors has a very subtle underlying eggplant tone to them.
Okay, okay. I like these steps as well. I've never seen this before. This was your idea, right?
Yes, yes. I think steps should be fun. They should really be an experience, especially up to your front door. And I loved the way this style gave us platforms on which to put more plants, be them decorative pots. And they're very simply done with acid stained concrete, the two tones. Did it myself, very easy.
Okay.
Very economical to do. And then incorporated the side
gardens.
Walls. Yep.
I love the ferns that are growing out of that.
All by them little selves. They
Yes.
just stay right there.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I just leave them.
I can't help but notice your love for bromeliads. They're all over the place.
Yes, they're a very grateful plant.
Yes.
They grow easily. They're hardy because they hold their own water in their centers. So
Yes.
they are good when we don't get a lot of rain.
This purple one is just perfect beside
Absolutely.
this wall.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you have the medallion here.
Yes, a little Balinese concrete medallion to decorate the wall. Some glass ornaments, which when they get wet, they just glow these beautiful ocean colors, the teals and the blues.
Yes.
And that glass is picked up in the stone lanterns.
Oh, in the lanterns.
That also glow in the evening. Quite lovely.
More bromeliads. Did this light come as one piece?
No, that is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate pieces. That lamp was at Matahari many years ago, and I walked in and fell in love with them. But at the time, I was still building and like, oh, should I spend the money? Should I not?
Yes.
Well, months later, they were still there, and I said, that's it.
That's it. They were meant for
to
you.
Be up here, and yes, I have about 4 of them. Love them.
Okay.
That is a tree fern. It's one of my absolute favorites in all of Jamaica. It needs a lot of moisture and water.
So it's perfect in this setting.
Yes, it would choke and die down in the flats. It's just too hot. So you find them up in the mountains, like if you go up
it's
to the
beautiful.
Parks. Yeah, my favorite.
It looks like a palm, but it's actually a fern.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tree fern.
Okay. Look at this.
Oh, wonderful. He's finally made his way up. He's been
because
wandering.
you have it down there.
His way around.
And it's now attached.
New. Oh, wonderful. Excellent.
Beautiful. Do you know the name?
No.
Okay. Maybe someone will tell us in the comments.
Yes.
And this bromelia, this is a beautiful, it's going off now, but what a vibrant colors.
Yes.
What a piece of art. That's a statement piece.
Yes, I have a couple of them. And when we were building one of the lot owners' homes, we had to take a tree down.
And so you slice them.
Oh my goodness, I said, where's the chainsaw man? And we just made some slices, so I have 2 of them hanging. It's just nature's art.
Yeah. And then you just anchor it with...
Yes, put some serious bolts in the wall.
Bolts in the wall and anchor them, anchor it. Wow. see you also have a love for staghorns.
Yeah, so part of landscaping isn't always just on the ground. Landscaping can be up. And when you are landscaping, and you have trees, it's certainly nice to use them and landscape from up down. So the staghorns are mounted on pieces of tree fern and are very happy and grateful under this tree. And then I also seeded this tree with some bromeliads, like these big guys up here.
They just grew naturally.
They do now. So there were a few small ones up here, but I seeded in a couple different varieties.
Okay. What is this plant? Do you know it?
This is called Dancing Lady.
Yes,
I've
I can
never
see
seen
why.
It before. Yeah.
I've never seen this before.
So it's part of the ginger family.
Oh, I see.
I do know that much. He dies down, and then it'll be dormant,
and
he'll spring up. Did I say he or she?
It would be she.
It would be she. Dancing Lady. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yes, she dies down.
And
she's doing
comes
great
up
this year. She started small, so each year she's more vibrant in her blooms. But isn't it unusual?
It's unusual and beautiful.
It's the only plant I have of that one. I haven't even attempted to try to split it yet because I'm just so afraid.
You're afraid of
shocking it.
Shocking.
Yeah.
More staghorn and air plants. And this is really just the perfect location for these, isn't it?
They're very happy.
Yeah, it's relatively cool here and maybe even gets quite cold in the latter part of the year.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no, it does.
With the heat this year.
It does. I hardly ever use fans inside even.
Yeah.
It does stay pretty cool.
Okay. Well, we are going to tour the Great House, so we're seeing a bit of it here. But tell me more about this sunken garden.
Yes, it's a sunken garden now, but originally it was a swimming pool for the Great House.
Okay.
And it's literally a bowl shape. It gets quite deep.
Yes.
So we have now filled it in as a garden, and it's just one on a lower terrace compared to this upper terrace that's in front of the Great House. The small building to the side here was called sauna. So maybe they just, brought in hot stones and
So you think that was here from, it was a Great House? Or?
Yes, oh, definitely.
Oh.
It's part of the original property.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a pimento tree.
It is, yes. This used to be a pimento plantation.
Oh, that's what it was, a pimento plantation.
They did harvest pimento and dry it out at some point. So
how do you think they got up here? Because this is pretty far up.
Oh gosh, that history dates back. The house came into its origin in mid-1700s, and there were various families that owned it over time, and it was the equivalent of an Airbnb back in the day.
Oh, really?
So they would host visitors to come up into the cool hills, because Kingston was hot even back then.
Yes.
So it was a place for rest and relaxation. Then it was owned privately, and eventually then the Catholic Church took it over in the sort of 50s, 60s.
Yes.
And
there was a seminary.
Yes,
here.
which is why we call it St. Michael's Gardens.
Okay, because the seminary was St. Michael's. Yeah. I actually know someone who was training to be a priest.
Yes.
Who was here.
Yes, yes. Yeah. That's wonderful.
He didn't finish that, but lovely person.
Yes.
And he was here.
Yes.
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 Isn't that interesting?
It is, and we've actually met one of the grown children of one of the original families who lived in the house.
Okay.
Which was also a real treat.
Yeah. Do you have mangoes? I see some in the parking lot, but do they really?
They do, not like they should. I mean, they like hotter climates. We're cooler up here, but they fall.
That big round one would be what in the parking lot? Do you know?
I planted that tree.
You planted that tree?
Yeah, I put in a number of mango trees here when I first came up.
When you thought mangoes would really grow
exactly,
here very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But most of the big trees were here.
Yes.
Have been here for a long time.
Yes.
So that's a Nesberry.
Yes.
And
that pine and the
pine,
palms,
the palms,
and the queen palms down there, and the poinciana trees. Some of this mango tree was already here.
Okay.
So yes, and part of the stipulation of the other neighbors' building is we required everybody to keep as many trees as possible. And all the old features, the stone walls. Some properties had little small ponds on them, so we just tried to retain as many features as we could.
That's great. That's great. All right, so I'm anxious to tour the great house or the ruins. I love the fact that the ruins have been kept for one, and then they connect that house on the right and your house.
So David and I were two of the first developers. So basically we got first choice of where we wanted to be. And of course we're in love with the ruin, the fabulous view that we'll see on the other side. So we each attached, and each of us owns a piece of the ruin, but it was important to us to share the ruin with the rest of the community. So the center part of the ruin, including all these lawns down to the used to be swimming pool, are common area for all residents.
For all the residents.
So anybody can come and stroll through the ruin and come out the other side to the view.
This is another part of that tree.
Yes, yeah.
Beautiful.
That was another piece. You'll see a couple more right there.
Okay.
That
These had grown up inside the building long after it wasn't occupied.
These were harvested from other parts of the site, and
Really?
I brought them here to turn into furniture. So
this looks like it grew from this spot.
no, I know.
Yeah.
So a couple of these want to be a table base, which I would make this into an outdoor dining room for everybody, etc. Here is the fireplace.
Yeah. Are those original lights?
No, they aren't. I actually salvaged them from a project.
Yeah.
And they were stylistically so appropriate.
They fit
that they
perfectly there.
Yeah.
And that's the chimney going up.
So we've just sort of stabilized the ruin as it's aged, because we don't want it to deteriorate.
Yeah, so like these parts would have been added just to make sure. These stones as well?
Yeah, so if stones had fallen out, we patched new ones in.
Yeah.
And cement just to hold everything together.
And you have actually put in lawns in here?
Yes.
So this this is like a rug for the dining table.
You. It's a grass carpet with a Mundo grass fringe.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then David and I did the same thing on our two sides. Put in the grass carpets with the fringe.
Wow.
Yes, and here we've now, let me not stand in the wild.
Wow.
Yeah. One of my favorite.
View.
When I first purchased the property, me, not I, but the group of us, and I came up in the evening. It was the first evening I had ever come up. Usually I was here during the day. And I'm just wandering around the property, you know, just kind of looking around. I came through here and stopped dead in my tracks there. As I looked up, I couldn't believe the lights in the view. It just stopped me in my tracks.
This must be
It was
unbelievable.
breathtaking. Yeah, it is. It's lovely. So we're all very grateful to be able to be up here.
And the view of the mountains and the city and the sea and the clouds and the sky.
Yeah, so this is still common area.
Yes.
And this used to be a veranda of the Great House.
Okay.
Now we're on the porch of the Great House, and the staircase goes down either side.
Two sides.
And this is an example of
the ponds.
Features that we saved, right? These were various little ponds and waterways throughout the property. The original brick walkway that frames this lawn. And
that is the original brick walkway.
All this is original.
Beautiful. Okay, so these are original steps as
original,
well.
Yep. All
Okay.
this, the front foundation
Wow.
wall.
And then you have created a nice seating here.
Yes.
I love this.
Yeah.
Gardens must have seating, see?
Absolutely. This is all original as well, which used to be a side veranda for the great house. So I incorporated it and created a side patio for my home.
So this part of your house
Yes.
was actually part of the great house?
It's all new construction from here
there.
over,
It's
but
new.
this step was always here and walked up to a great house patio.
Yes.
So I just now added my own piece.
Do you think
And
it was
hold
on
on.
another floor as well?
It was a one-story.
It was one story.
Yep, there was a hip roof over
Okay.
over this structure
Okay.
here.
More beautiful bromeliads. What is this plant? I love the
That is a
two-tone.
calathea, again, one of my favorites. And I'm not sure if you've been able to see what the flower is on this.
Yes, there's a flower.
It's stunning. It's a beautiful pale lavender and white flower.
And the leaves are two-tone. Purple on the
Dramatically
back.
two-tone, dramatically.
Isn't that
And
something?
at night, when everything's dark, these light leaves, they just glow.
They glow in the dark.
They brighten the garden at
Okay.
night. Yeah.
And this is an avocado.
It is.
Or pear tree as we
Yes,
call it in
pear tree.
Jamaica. Wow, look at the vibrant colors in these bromeliads.
Yeah, so some of these red ones can take the hot sun. I have a lot of these lime ones. So these are real sun bromeliads.
Yes.
They can take the hot sun. They're very hardy.
This relic here, this was always here.
No, I brought that.
You
with me,
found,
yes.
you find things to fit in
Yes,
that
yes.
look like they have
So
been here for
yes,
the
yes.
longest while. Yeah.
Yes, overlooking the garden.
Yeah. Love what do you call these? I call them potato chips.
I call them flapjacks.
Okay. You love them as well.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So remember, I mean, some of this I've overplanted because I use the plants in my projects for landscaping.
Okay.
So they're not just all mine to be here,
yes.
but to recycle.
But in the meantime,
they have a happy home, and then I recycle them into other projects.
This is huge. This
is the Queen Emma lilies, yes.
Yeah, this is the largest
stunning.
one I've ever, well, it's two.
Yeah.
They're the largest I've ever seen.
Yes, they're quite stunning. And the bloom is beautiful too.
Yes. Okay. So that's another house down there. And more walls.
The terracing, so this was all
So you think there were buildings down here as well?
No, there were no buildings.
Just
this
gardens.
Was just terraced gardens going down. And the seminary used to use these terraces to pray along.
Oh, okay. So what is this plaque?
So when the seminary was here, this plaque was installed by the priests, and it speaks to giving glory to God.
Is it in
Latin?
Latin.
Yes.
Okay. And I've never seen this bromeliad in bloom. This is an unusual bloom. Look at this. And these open? These will open, or this is it?
This is it.
This is it.
Isn't that color beautiful?
It is fabulous. Also use old man's beard.
Yes, also love to use old man's beard as decoration. It's so tropical to hang from trees, create sort of garden curtains with them. There was another calathea which has a similar bloom, this one here. Also one of my favorites.
And the red dragons.
Yes, right. So a few different varieties, but they all live together here. Even in a garden, I like to group colors. So rather than one red something, one white something, it'll
for high
like
impact.
Mush. It looks like mush. So you sort of paint in broad brush strokes with plants and their colors.
That's great.
Yeah.
This is another interesting bloom on a bromeliad.
This one is local to Jamaica.
Oh.
And this is not, this is past his bloom. But when it first blooms, it's a vibrant pink and a vibrant purple.
Okay.
Really stunning. A little bit of an herb garden, cocos, monstera.
It's a nice monstera.
Heliconias bordering the property.
Wow, look at this.
The sun bromeliads in bloom.
This is glorious. Wow, look at this one.
Yeah.
Oh
Plenty
my.
of these in bloom now.
This is unbelievable. What a vivid color. And then it has these tiny purple-like lights.
Yes. So it's, you're right. So you get one impression when you stand back, but when you really look closely,
you see little lights of purple inside.
Surprises, yes.
Wow. That foliage over there. What's that?
That is another bromeliad.
At the back?
On top of the wall here?
No.
What are you talking about? Oh, beyond?
These, no.
Oh,
here.
red banana. Red banana.
Red
So
bananas.
look back up the walkway. See that?
Oh, that's it.
That is the mother plant that birthed
all of these.
Yes.
Okay.
Take roots from that. So very dramatic. It doesn't get bananas. It's an ornamental.
Okay.
But the leaf
so it's a
colors are-
heliconia?
No, banana. It's really banana, I believe.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Well, I think the banana is from the heliconia
Still from that family. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Those you said are red.
Another bromeliad that
Bromeliads.
has that very distinct two-tone leaf, very purple underneath and the green on top. So they make a great ground cover fill. Fiona, who works in our office, made this planter, formed it into the essence of a tree trunk, and then I planted it out with the fireball, the grass, and the flap.
What is this made from?
It's not too heavy, so I think it's sort of a plaster concrete lightweight mix. And then she did the painting on it to give it
Oh boy, that's really nice.
look of a.
And this is one more of that.
One more of the lamps, that's correct.
Lamps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is I like this bridge.
Yes, it's this is my temporary bridge until I build my permanent bridge.
But it could be your permanent bridge.
Almost, it's just a board. So yes, my patio is attached to the side of the ruin, as you say, so as you see, so the stone wall is a beautiful focal point. And then upgraded the patio and made it a little more weather tight by putting in the windows and the door. So I can use that door to connect to my piece of ruin on the other side.
Okay.
Added the wood ceiling, so it really made this feel like an outdoor room.
Right,
This is my living room. And then another tree trunk sculpture.
Another tree trunk
Focal
sculpture.
point.
This is just unbelievable. This, you talk about natural art.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't create anything better. But you should have seen the poor guys. I'm back here and I'm like, no, a little higher. No, twist it to the left, twist it to the right.
Yes.
To get it to the right.
Yeah.
And this
Look
pot,
at this part. Looks almost like a foot with a nail.
I know. I almost see a dragon in this.
Yes.
Yeah. And that pot was also at Matahari. And I knew it was just going to complement this feature wall just perfectly.
And where did you get this fountain?
So the goddess who watches over the pond and the toads and the fish, she came from the island. Susan Morris used to sell products.
Yes.
It came from her years ago.
Wow.
Not only see the city view, but then to get the vista
mountain
of the
as well.
over to the side.
I like this little part here, this little waterfall.
Yes, a little spillway.
Now just look at these ferns attached to the roof of this arch. It's the arch of the stair, the double staircase. Beautiful. I love this. I love this entrance. Look, the curtains here are just gorgeous. Look at that curtain.
So with most of our homes, we wanted to incorporate some of the stonework that was part of the property, and there's an abundance of stone, so we were able to, as in David's facade here, use the stone to clad and emphasize his facade. David's entry also features a wood bridge over a couple ponds, and then he has pathways that meander back, where he has more ponds, features at the back.
Good. The coolies under there. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's, you talk about perfect location. Look at it.
Look how big it is. It's so happy.
What is this plant? I know it's a water plant.
Yes, that's a papyrus.
Straight out of the Bible.
Yes, this is a giant one. There are varying sizes.
Yes.
And I have some mini ones, which are like little pom-poms on a stick.
Yeah.
They're really cute.
Elizabeth, what is it like living and working in a place so heavenly?
Oh my gosh, you have no idea. I don't take it for granted a single morning when I wake up.
Yeah.
People can't get me off the hill anymore. Now that I don't have to run up and down for the school drop-off pickup, I never want to leave. It is just lovely. The mornings are the most peaceful. I can just stroll through my garden with my cup of coffee and my...
And your plants,
and
looking
my plants,
at your plants.
My plant children, absolutely.
Yes.
You know, it's cool, it's so peaceful. It is a little piece of paradise.
How long have you actually lived here?
So I think I'm hitting 12 years.
12 years,
About 12 years, yeah. It's even hard for me to believe, but
yeah. But 12 years is not such a long time. for whatever this transformation has been. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's not a long time.
No, no.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you. Anytime. I love showing it off. So
Yeah.
when anybody wants to
Yeah.
walk around, I'm happy to
And
tour.
we thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm
Wonderful.
sure our viewers enjoyed this tour.
Oh, great. Thank you, Faye.
And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy the tour of St. Michael's Gardens. And I'll see you next time.